What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Back on weekly YouTube upload here, and you know, New Year's Eve is coming up. I hope everybody's geared and ready for it. Hopefully, if you're going to be drinking and drive, or not driving, but drinking, that you find somebody that's able to transport you. Because we all know how dangerous drinking and driving is. Not can be, it is. And things like that, right? So if you're gearing to go out drinking, probably best to drink at home, have a party at home, and let the homies crash at your house, right, on a couch or something. Or have a taxi set up, Uber, or maybe a designated driver. Because it, like I said, very dangerous, especially if you live in areas where the snow is affecting, how the roads are for you, and just be as safe as possible. And the Vikings got a W last night. 1-1 over the Packers. If we beat the Lions, man, we get number one. That's gonna be awesome. Still haven't shaved because they've been winning. Still, not that it looks like I've been growing it out barely a little bit, but I'm kind of sick of it. I don't have much facial hair because, genetics, I guess, or whatever. People are like, you just got to shave more. And I'm like, I shave all the time, man. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. So I've always been shaving, except for right here in this area. That's the only one I let grow out. I just like that. That's my favorite thing to have, and I have no problem with how thick that is. I shave everywhere else. Never thickens out and stuff like that. But that's not what this ramble is about. But it is like, keep yourself nice and shaved if you don't have good genetics for growing a beard like myself. Unless if it's football season and you have some kind of weird superstition. First year I'm doing it. I've been telling myself I was going to do it, but I just forget and keep shaving. So always out the window, stuff like that. So I was just seeing this TikTok. They were showing how Christian holidays like Christmas come from Viking traditions, what they were doing during winter times to keep up morale in their people or whatever. And they even use like some certain words that are still tied into those things. Well, I guess it's always going to be tied into those things, right? And I just thought that was interesting because I didn't really know that, and I'm not sure if anybody else knew that. I'm sure there's a lot of people. I know some of my friends would 100% know that. I guess I might have learned it before, but I forget a lot of stuff. Sometimes drugs and alcohol, when you abuse those things, it affects those things dearly. Certain drugs, they mess up the minds, and people can lose their minds, and they're never the same again, right? Some great individuals. I have a little brother. He's always been growing his hair out since he was in elementary school, right? His hair was always been super long. It ties into traditions of Native American values, right? The strength comes from the hair. It's not just Native American values. A lot of other traditions, a lot of other races, a lot of other, whatever have you, they believed in the same thing, strength in the hair, right? You see it on like Last Samurai where they have their knots and stuff like that. You get your hair cut, total disgrace for them, right? Things like that. A lot of, people that come from tribalistic eras, I guess, they believe in that stuff wholeheartedly because the memories are kept in the hair, right? And I guess that kind of makes sense, right, in a way, because, it's all coming from your head, and, you just don't want to waste those things. So I guess usually when you do cut your hair, Native traditions, they end up burning it and offering it back to creation during certain times of the month. Full moon, I believe they do full moon ceremonies, and that's when you take your hair there and then burn it pray for it and stuff like that, and asking the Creator to forgive you for that and help you maintain those memories, those thoughts, and stuff like that. Those certain life experiences and stuff like that. So I don't know if that started like way later on, or natives always had to keep long hair. I know there's other natives where they would like just cut the front part and let the back grow. Not like a mullet, not like this bad boy that's growing all over the place now, but purposefully shave the top and then leave the back out, growing out, and things like that. I can't remember. It was like Incans or something. I don't know. You see a lot of like hairstyles depicted back in old days from some of the illustrations that they left behind, right? And I guess it makes me want to do a time capsule. That'd be pretty cool to celebrate the New Year's. Ground's a little hard right now, but maybe do a time capsule. That'd be pretty awesome. Go back to it, 20 years. If I'm not still alive, my hopefully his son would be, and he would be able to dig that up or something. So, but anyways, there's some things to consider, and like any other holiday, New Year's, it could be a sad one, it could be a great one, it could be a time to celebrate, it could be a time to mourn and grieve for the loss of loved ones, due to unfortunate circumstances, right? From things beyond anybody's control, some of them within our control, right? Like I said, as I said earlier, talking about drinking and stuff like that. So being more responsible for those things, right? We talk about a lot of things that go into our actions and responsibilities. One of them, right? Especially in regards to like drinking and things like that, because life is so short, right? It's so precious. It's so short, and it can be taken away just like that at the snap of a fingers. You fall asleep at the wheel, you veer off, and you hit somebody. You might be lucky and just you get hurt, but a lot of times that's not the case. There's times where you kill somebody else, and maybe you survive, or you kill yourself and everybody else affected by that crash or something. I know many people I know have been affected by that stuff. There's times where there's people I knew and talked to, and one day they're there, next day they're gone, right? They fell asleep at the wheel, and they so happened to park on a set of train tracks, get hit by the train and die, and man, sucks, right? It sucks. It's absolutely crappy and things like that. They're drinking and they're driving, and there's really wet roads out there. It's raining hard, lose control, hydroplane. Bam, you don't act correctly, you don't know what's going on because you're completely inebriated, and your family's down to loved one, or somebody else's family's down to loved one, and it's best to be in contact with people that you trust to help you through those times, man. You could be mourning, you could be celebrating. It doesn't matter if you get too intoxicated. It's all the same. It's all the same. There's a certain danger that goes into that. There's a certain degree of needing somebody else's help. Anything can spiral out of control at any time. If you're around other drunk people, fights could break out. You're so drunk, you don't even know what's going on. You get punched in the face, you get knocked out, bam, fall, hit your head, bam, you're dead. Or you're brain damaged and you're affected for life, so many different things like that, right? I had my cousin Tony on, talked about oh, he was doing drugs, alcohol, meth, and all this other shit. And you know, his 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 older brother and their friend beat him up, did a number on him, and it messed him up. Traumatic brain injury, and you're never the same again when you suffer from those things. And a lot of things were affected for him. Still still a great guy to talk to, and he's trying to go through life and be the best person that he can be, and he never lost his sense of humor, right? So that was a great thing. Always smiling, always joking. I shouldn't say this, but a lot of gay jokes. But I make a lot of gay jokes. I'm sure a lot of people do. It doesn't mean you're gay. It doesn't mean you don't like gays. It doesn't mean that any of that stuff. That's just how most, like, a lot of people I know grew up. Just talking weird like that, I guess. And I have not that I'm trying to justify it, gay uncle and stuff like that. And he just that's just how some people are, man. They love people that are of the same gender. I don't really, like, I don't care at all who you love, as long as you're happy. You're somebody I care about, and you're good to me and my family, and that's all that matters to me. It's all that matters to me. You're a good person, right? And you wouldn't, like, if you're a piece of shit, then that's a different story. But if you're not and you're a good person, it is what it is. I don't hate you. I'm never gonna hate anybody for no reason, right? A lot of times it comes with a reason and things like that. And sometimes it could just be the choices that they make. It ain't necessarily anything that they did to you, directly. There's times where you'll see the actions of other people, and you just choose, hey man, I'm not gonna hang out with that. I mean, I don't want to be around that. You've seen what they did to, somebody you consider a friend. They dogged them, and that's not okay. So I'm not gonna hang out with that. I'm not gonna pretend to be their friends or something, because that wasn't a good thing to do to somebody. And whether they choose to make up or whatever, that's on them. But you can choose not to hang out with somebody because of how they treated somebody that know and care for, and things like that. Cool. I mean, you don't have to talk to anybody you don't want to, and stuff like that. So, it's just not. It's just something you got to choose for yourself. And like anything else in life, it's full of choices. Whether it's right, wrong, or neutral, I guess. Neutrality also has its consequences. You can be neutral, and then both sides hate you, right? Just how life is sometimes. And it's gonna be out of your control. But hey, man, if neither side did something that you disagree with, and you're like, hey, I'm not gonna get in the middle of it, your choice. But you also gotta remember that with that, it also has its consequences. Then picking one side or the other. I know I come across a decision of mine where I chose to stay neutral, and one side, they like vanished. They like kicked everybody out of their life of certain situation, right? And I guess that's a good thing for that, because that just shows the character of them. And it wasn't because I was choosing this other side, you know what I mean? I didn't choose the side at all. I'm like, I'm not gonna be told, necessarily that I have to stop talking to people because you have a problem with them. Problem with them, and they happen to be friends with that person you have a problem with, and I'm an adult. I'm gonna make my choices. I have no beef with those people. So, and then they're like, well, a lot of people decided to do that, and then they're like, oh, okay. They just disappeared, right? Poof, gone like the wind. And it's and then then you're left with just broken pieces. Like, man, this sucks, man. I thought these people were trustworthy. I thought they were gonna be there based off of some of the shit that they said, right? They shouldn't let something as minor as that or tell other adults what to do because, they're not God. They're not your parents. They're not, whatever. It's different. If that's, it is what it is. I end up blacking those people, some of those other people because of my experiences, but I didn't bring it up to nobody. I didn't tell anybody they had to choose because I don't believe in that shit, man. You choose to be friends with whomever you choose to be friends with. Not based off of my experience, because you could have a great relationship with that person, right? Is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to be like, hey, you can't talk to Timmy because Timmy's a dickhead, and Timmy's like your best friend and he helps you out with everything. You know what I mean? Like, who the hell does that shit? But anyways, even then, those other people, those it didn't work out neither. So it is what it is. From my experience, it's just like I don't really care. I didn't choose the side anyways, right? I'm not dogging those people neither, the other people. But I'm not gonna sit there and pretend to be somebody I'm not, right? I'm not gonna be treated like a certain way or be sent these silent messages and sit there and roll over or pretend like I still gotta kiss somebody's ass or something. I've never been the person that cared about that. I'd rather not have the drama in my life. You know what I mean? If I gotta fight, I'm gonna fucking fight, right? I'm gonna do what I have to do as a man, as an individual, as somebody that grew up like that, right? But if I can avoid it, it's not worth it, right? Life's too short to be sitting there angry at somebody for whatever reason. I don't care. Life's too hard. We're all in the shit show together, and if you're gonna cause drama in my life and act a certain way, I'm gonna decide to not be around you. Simple as that, right? Because I don't need drama. I'm just riding the fucking tide of hardship and trying to make it through, and be the best person I can be. And if it makes me negative, if it makes me feel a certain way, it affects me in the way I treat my friends and my family, and it's not good. And sometimes it's gonna, like, if you're drinking, I guess this ties into drinking too, and any kind of drugs. You're feeling bad about something. Something's weighing on you. Something's negative in your life, and you're drinking, and that's you become stuck on that stuff. I've been in that position before. I'm not going back to that. I'm never going to do it again. Nobody's worth that. Not a girlfriend, not anybody, right? It's not anybody that wronged you anyways. Or, anything like that. It could be your best friend today and tomorrow, the person hates you. And that's the sad truth of the world. And it's a tough pill to swallow for people, especially when it's happening. I've been there before too. Sometimes you think you're closer to people than you really are. And sometimes they were just pretending to be there for you, right? They weren't really hearing you. It was just, at the time, sometimes you had something that they wanted. And sometimes you do that too, you know what I mean? I've done it. Other people do. I think everybody does it to a certain extent. But, just move on from it. Don't think about it no more. Whatever, fuck them. Out of your life. You don't have to sit there and give, and just let them take, and never help with anything, right? They never do the things that they say they're going to do, you just move on from it, leave it, and you don't let it build up. Don't let it affect you so much that you when you drink and stuff, you drink a lot because you think that it's making the situation better, making you feel better, making you forget about those things. It's not a good combination. My advice was, if you're young and you're going through these hardships, the worst thing you're going to do is turn to drugs and alcohol for that that healing that you need to go through, and whatever thing you have to go through within yourself to remind yourself that, hey man, as long as I'm alive and there's another day, I can do fun shit. I can do other stuff. I can make new friends. I can meet more awesome people that aren't gonna drag me through the mud for no fucking reason, right? And it's true. You'll find a new lover. You'll find new stuff. Sometimes it might take a while, but sometimes that's fine, because maybe you're starting to know what you're looking for in a partner. Maybe you're starting to know what you're looking for in a friend that you can trust and tell things to, that stuff like that. You're building relationships. Anyways, you find different relationships to build and get to that point. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be scary. Everything in life it's going to be scary, especially if you got to start anew. And it's not all goodbyes last forever, right? Not all goodbyes last forever, and not everybody that says that they love you actually loves you, I guess. So it's just, life's so complicated, life's so complex. And I guess what I'm saying is, Happy New Year, everybody. And if you're going through some shit and you need to talk to somebody, talk to people. Don't turn to drugs and alcohol for that stuff, because that doesn't do anything. It doesn't help you solve a problem. The problem's going to be there. If you want to drink and stuff like that, be responsible. And, make sure it's not because you're depressed that, your girlfriend cheated on you. You left, or you fucked up, you cheated, and then they left you or something. You're in a bad state of mind. Maybe instead of drinking, find a different activity to do. Visit somewhere or something. Go somewhere crazy fun, or do something crazy or fun. Right? If you're in a nice warm climate and you guys got like some ghost experience place, and everybody's out drinking, who's going to be out there making sure that you're not, or that you're not okay during a ghost hunt or something, or looking for Bigfoot or some shit, or fishing, or hunting, or whatever people like to do that maybe you haven't got a chance to do because you've been putting so much time and energy into other things. So just keep those things in mind, I suppose. But anyways, do what you want. You're a grown adult. Just stay. I pray that you stay out of trouble. That's all, because it's so easy to do. It's you keep doing it. Eventually, it'll find you. You don't have to find it, and just stay safe and know that there's somebody out there that does love you and care for you. Maybe your relationship's strained right now, but if you guys are still talking, you guys are still around each other, you can still fix it. And sometimes it might take you to be the bigger person to come out and say it. Like, hey man, I love you still. I fucked up, right? You acknowledge some of those things, and if it's gonna go anywhere, they'll accept it, or they'll also apologize, or whatever. However it goes different for everybody. Everybody's different. Some people are just too stubborn to apologize, and sometimes it takes somebody else to apologize, and maybe, just maybe they'll see their faults in it too. So, but anyways, so I hope everybody stays safe for the holidays. Hope you guys have a good one. If anybody's down to do anything, hit me up. Let me know. Till next time, guys. Peace. Love you guys.